What up, YouTube? It's No Change back for episode 4 of my Madden Ultimate Team series. In this episode, as you can see, I'll be playing someone with a 7-point overall, better than me. I'm a 91, he's a 98. So, like I said in the previous video, when I play somebody a little bit better than me, I have to be on my toes and I have to be ready for anything. So, I have to be ready to grind this win out and try and get a win. And I see that he has Michael Vick, and immediately I think that he's going to be one of those guys that scrambles all around wildly with Michael Vick like a lot of Madden players do, because he's not that accurate as a thrower, generally speaking. But some throws he can do good, and then some throws it can be really bad or miss the big throw that you need. And so I'm expecting him to run around a lot. And he set up in a 4-wide receiver set and runs it up the middle with, I think that's Jamal Charles. Yeah, it's Jamal Charles, and he runs it up the middle. And in this video, he doesn't do too much running because he does a lot of passing and a lot of hurry up offense. And Joe Hayden drops that pick right there, and I'm not too mad at him for that because it was a hard pick to make and brings up 4th down. And there are no rules in online, so everybody goes for it on 4th down, and I can't complain because, as you see in the video, I go for it on 4th down a lot too. So the first play of the drive, after stopping him on downs, I tried my signature play to run to the outside to get open, but it doesn't work this time, and I throw it to Jerry Rice and get just about 5 yards short of the 1st down mark. And like I said, I go for it. Try and go for it here. I send Walter Payton on the slant. He has that cover, so I just go deep and try and see if Jerry Rice can make a play, which he didn't, as you just saw. And I was pretty disappointed. It just sailed over his head, and Clay Matthews gets the big hit, and Drake Kirkpatrick, one of our new additions from the last episode, picks up the fumble, which I think isn't really appreciated as much in the NFL as much as they should be, because if no one recovers a fumble, the forced fumble is basically nullified, and it's not put on a pedestal like plays like interceptions like that you just saw. I just threw one, but like interceptions and forced fumbles, I think fumble recoveries are a very important part of the game. Anyway, I just threw that pick to Ed Reed, and on the first play, or the second play, he runs it with Jamal Charles, and I get a stop behind the line with Vincent Wilfork, and he throws it, and his receiver can't catch it, so that brings up 4th down, and he misses it, or no, he punts it, I'm sorry, and I get the ball back and do somewhat of my signature play and get a pretty good gain. I'm brought down by Troy Polamalu, so this is my signature play. I try it again and try and get to the outside because it has such a high success rate when I play people. But Walter Payton fumbles it, and the O-lineman recovers it, which ends up being the reason why we got the 1st down. And Walter Payton breaks a tackle, goes into the secondary for a good chunk of yards. So right there, he had 7 rushes and 76 yards. Pretty much my only source of offense at this point, especially for this drive. So I pass it to Walter Payton, do a spin move. His player just tried to hit stick, or the opposite player tried to hit stick. He missed, and I got a pretty good gain to the left side of the field. So I try to run it again on 3rd and 11, and I don't end up getting it. So I'm gonna try to settle for a field goal here, and I kick it, and I end up making it, as you see, and I take the first points. Well, I put the first points on the board in the game, and I'm winning this game so far 3-0. And this drive is the first drive you'll see a new quarterback. He took Michael Vick out and put in Dan Marino. At first I thought it was Kurt Warner, but it turned out to be Dan Marino. So I'm thinking, wow, he had this legend behind Michael Vick. So that just proved my point. I don't know if it was my defense, but he was not scrambling, which makes me think that his sole reason for keeping Michael Vick in was to scramble. And when Dan Marino comes, he gets the offense rolling for a quick second, and he runs a hurry up offense a lot. Except for this pass, he drops it. And right now, I'm a little, before that play right there, I was a little nervous thinking that since Dan Marino went. He probably has, I'm not sure, but he has 99 everything. I think. I would think so, but I wasn't sure. But I bring up fourth down off a swat by Drake Kirkpatrick, which was another good play for him. And I didn't expect him to come in and do too much. But Church right here catches the pick, and we get the ball back with only seconds to go in the half. And I get the ball with Aaron Rodgers, and I pass it deep, well, sort of deep, to Jason Witten of the Cowboys. And Ed Reed was covering him. I have to be careful with Ed Reed and Troy Polamalu. That is just a lethal safety combination. So I try to go deep to Jerry Rice. As you might have seen, he's on the right side wide open, but I get sacked. And I run the hurry up for some reason. Because I don't, well, actually, I use it because I don't want to use up that last timeout I have. So I try to go deep again, and the corner gets the swat, which could have been picked off by Troy Polamalu. Thank God he didn't. And it's third down, and the corner or the safety drops the pick, and I get it off the tip with Jerry Rice. And if you watch previous episodes, you know that I am always on the bad side of the tip pass, and I just have bad luck when it comes to that. But for once, I'm on the good side of the tip pass, and Jerry Rice just misses that ball right there. And it's 2nd and 10. There's only a few seconds left, and I try to kick the field goal with Mike Nugent, and it turns out to be good, which is a 6-0 lead for me right now, starting the third quarter. And I get the ball, I run it, and Walter Payton, he's doing pretty good right now. He's getting enough yards that I need him to get. And right there, he fumbles, and lucky enough, I get it back again. And as you see, he's the centerpiece for my offense. And I run the screen, but end up sending Jason Witten on the slant. And he gets just enough for the first down. As you'll see, the referee right here measure it up. And it is indeed a first down. So Jason Witten comes through big for me right there, because I can't let the drive end very early. So I try a toss with Walter Payton, get about a 9-yard gain. So right there, I don't know if you saw, but he had 12 rushes for 93 yards. And I add on to that right here, but I run out of bounds because I do not want him to fumble again. So I try to go deep with Calvin Johnson right here. I throw it up, and I user catch it. Spectacular catch by Calvin Johnson Jr., the Man 13 cover athlete. Bring me to about the 10-yard line. So I'm running with Walter Payton again. He gets a touchdown. I dive into the end zone, which was a little bit of unsportsmanlike conduct. I shouldn't have done that. I don't usually do that, and I don't like to rub it in like if I score. But right there, he gets a good pass, and he's running the hurry up again like I mentioned before. He runs it a lot with Calvin Johnson Jr. He throws it. I don't know if you guys see it in this video, but he actually was trying to go deep to Calvin Johnson a lot. So right there is an incomplete pass to end that hurry up. And I'm using London Fletcher to cover the middle. That slant route he tries, but he gets it to, I think that's his running back. I know it's his running back, but I don't know who it is. But he gets it pretty good. Actually, Barry Sanders. He has Barry Sanders, and I guess he didn't want to put in on his best starters this game to waste the contract game, but he ends up putting them in anyway to try and make a comeback in this game. So right now I'm seeing a drop pick by Brian Dawkins, and like I was saying before, I noticed that he has a lot of legends, and I see that's why his overall was a 98. But I got the feeling that I didn't get his best team right now, so I'm not feeling too comfortable because he only started his legends late in the game, as Brian Dawkins catches the pick. And you see that if you watch previous videos, you know that Brian Dawkins is one of the leaders and centerpieces for my defense. He constantly makes plays, whether it's a forced fumble, tackle, interception, any of that. So right now it's the fourth quarter, and he's trying to get a play down so he can bring this game to within striking distance. And he gets a good pass for a first down, and he's running the hurry up again. And I'm trying, as always, I use David Harris to cover the middle, and he goes to the outside, and Drake Kirkpatrick gets a nice tackle on Calvin Johnson, which is what I brought him in to do, to defend. In a lot of this game, for the better half of this game, he was on Larry Fitzgerald, and that's really good because he was covering quite well, and he's a pretty good third or fourth corner that I want to keep on my team, so I'll be looking to extend his contract. And yet again, he's running a hurry up, and I'm covering the middle with David Harris, and he throws it right to me, but I do not catch it, or David Harris does not catch it. And I switch him out for London Fletcher, one of the other new additions from last episode, to see if he can make an impact on the defense to get this last stop that I think I'll need, that will most likely seal the game. Excuse me. So I bring in London Fletcher, and he throws it right to Nick Collins. Coverage by Drake Kirkpatrick. Not great coverage, but the safety was able to bail him out. So he brings it back to the 50-yard line. Nick Collins with 2 tackles and 1 interception. And he's injured on that play, which is kind of devastating because he also makes a good impact on my defense. And Walter Payne gets drugged down behind the line, or about the line of scrimmage. So I try to pass it, and I throw it up to Jerry Rice. It gets swatted down, so he gets the ball back with what might be his last chance to try to make an impact on this game. So he catches it. I kind of fall down. I try to dive and tackle him, so he ends up getting over midfield into our territory. Andre Johnson made a big play for his team, so this game all of a sudden doesn't seem too bad, because it seems like he's going to get at the worst a field goal out of this. With just over 3 minutes left, this game is not out of reach for him, so we're going to see how he handles it, as Calvin Johnson Jr. catches another pass, and he's running a hurry up again. Like I said, that I've said numerous times in this video, he ran a lot. So he's dropping back, and London Fletcher, the new addition from last episode, makes a play, and I'm looking to take it back to the house, but I knew he wasn't going to outrun that wide receiver, which I think was Jerry Rice. So Dan Marino doesn't look too good right now. I think that would be his 3rd pick that he's thrown so far. So I run to the outside, and I don't end up getting the first down, so it's 3rd and 3 right now. And I'm looking to get the 4th down and go past a 2-minute warning, because he doesn't have any timeouts left. So he used his last timeout to stop the clock. So what I should do right here is run, but we're going to see what I do. I pass it for some reason, and I don't get it. And Aaron Rodgers' stat line doesn't look too good. So right here I'm lining up for a field goal on 4th and 1. And I start the meter, and I get it pretty accurate, so I end up making that one and making the game 16-0. So right now I knew that was pretty much the dagger for the game, but he had other ideas, as he's going to try and drive downfield again, and he throws it up deep, and he somehow catches that. And I'm not mad at him. It was a good catch, but look at Dan Marino's stat line right there. 0 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He doesn't do Dan Marino any justice. And I don't know if it's him being bad or my defense being good, but we're not going to argue that. And he gets another good play right down to around the 5-yard line with Jerry Rice. And right now I'm thinking I have to stop him, or if I don't, I have to get the onside kick. And right now I'm in goal line stand mode. He has no running back in the backfield, so I know he's passing it, and he passes it, but he drops it. It was a very tough catch if he had made it, but he drops it. There was good coverage on the play, and I come into the backfield with London Fletcher and get a good tackle for loss. It was very pivotal, and he ends up getting a touchdown anyway, despite that tackle for loss. But it was still a good play by the new addition, and he's going for 2 to try and make it on only 8-point game. And David Harris comes right through the middle, unblocked, and gets the sack on Dan Marino. And right here, he tries to onside kick it to try and make this game a little more interesting. But Darius Hayward-Bay, someone who I don't utilize in my offense, gets the onside kick recovery. And that pretty much ended the game. And I was really satisfied with the performance I got from the key players that I got in the last episode. Drake Kirkpatrick had a pretty good game for a nickelback, and London Fletcher actually got the Player of the Game award, which was pretty good. He got a couple of tackles, a interception, which was really good. I'm really proud of him, a new veteran on our team. And I'm going to be looking to extend his contract. And right here, you're going to see the defensive stats of those new players. I'm really focusing on Drake Kirkpatrick, and you'll see his good stats. And that's all I have for this video, and I will see you guys in episode 5.